5 minutes kirtan. Do 5 minutes kirtan. I'll do Gayatri. I'll do my Gayatri. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava जय कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना, जय ब्रज जनरंजना। ब्रज जनरंजना, जय यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जन रंजना, जय ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी, जय यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन, जय ब्रज जन रंजना। जयो यशोदनन्दना जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय ब्रज जन रंजना जयो यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जयो यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव 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 जय कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरक से श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रीला भय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन बिबड़ी संस्थापकाचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरक से श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा माई जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की श्री श्री राधा नील माधव भगवान की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की श्री श्री गौरनिताय भगवान की श्री श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की इस्कॉन सियाटल यात्रा की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome to all the devotees. And this evening we are speaking on the 3 steps given by Lord Chaitanya, how you can convert your home into a temple. Anandalilamaya vigrahaya hemabhadevyas chavisundaraya tasmai mahaprema varapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the embodiment of mercy and grace. Lord Chaitanya appears to distribute Krishna Prema to people of this world. Tasmai Mahaprema Varapradaya. The great prema was distributed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore, as described by Brahmaji, Javat ragadayastena Javat kara griham griham Yavat mohongri nigado Tavat Krishna nate janaha. Those who are in Braj, the center of their life is Krishna. They live for Krishna, they think of Krishna, they are constantly absorbed in serving and pleasing Krishna. That is Braja Bhumi. And therefore, Brahmaji in his prayers, he says that I want to be a member in the Vaishnava community of Braj. And he's aspiring simply to be a servant. And he's praying, my dear Lord, make me your eternal associate. Jananta eva janantu Kim bahu uktaya prabhu Manaso vachaso vacho Vaibhavam tavagochara. Very few people can understand who is Krishna. And unless you have entered into the bhakti of Braj, you cannot appreciate what the Brajavasis' feelings are. Krishna cannot be understood through intellectual simulation. And therefore, Brahmaji is expressing his inability to enter into the pastimes of Braj and aspires to be a humble servant of the Brajavasis. Aho bhagyam Nanda Gopa Brajaukasam Yanamitram Paramanandam Purna Brahma Sanatanam. The Brajavasis are most fortunate because the Brajavasis are constantly in close association with Krishna, serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna as the center of their lives. And so, the first principle which Brahmaji is expressing is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give the principle of constant service, aspiration to serve. That aspiration to serve is expressed in the form of the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, which translates as, O energy of the Lord, Hare, all attractive Krishna, please engage me in your service. Please engage me in your constant service. That's the meaning of the Maha Mantra. So the first principle given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known as Nameruchi. What is the meaning of Nameruchi? Aspiration to serve. May I develop the aspiration to serve. Most people are not looking for service. Most people are looking for peace. If you ask majority of the people coming to the temple, why are you coming to the temple? They'll say to get some peace. I was going for a program and then I saw one building in Mumbai. It was said, Sukh Shanti apartment under repair and maintenance. That is the situation of this world. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. As long as these are there, there is no question of peace. The most popular serial during the COVID in whole of India was Ramayana and Mahabharata. 30 years, 40 years back production. Still the most popular. Because it is a great reflection of reality. Lord Ramachandra was going to be crowned as the king. 24 hours before that, he is banished to go to the forest. On one hand, he is going to become the king. Next moment, he is out on the streets. From riches to rags. The Pandavas, the 5 Pandavas, so powerful that when Bhishma Dev looks at the Pandavas, he is bewildered. The 5 of you put together along with Krishna represent the perfection of a family. Yatra dharma suto raja gadapanir brikodara krishnostri gandivam chapam suhurta krishnas tato vipat. Bhishma Dev says, what kind of a family is this? Yudhishthir is dharma personified, Bhima is power personified, Arjuna is skill personified, Nakul and Sahadeva are loyalty personified, Krishna is well-wisher personified. The best of all is there in one family. Still the Pandava family went through disaster after disaster. And therefore, these pastimes in the Ramayana and Mahabharata are indicating that this is going to be reality. You think you are going to be successful and your plans will be fulfilled like this, and next moment, everything changes. People love to hear stories how Krishna helps us and convert our failure into success. Duryodhan goes to Sahadev and request Sahadev, please tell us a yajna and a puja by which we can become successful, because you are a great astrologer. Sahadev says, on Amavas day you do Kalabali yajna, you will be successful. This was Dwapar Yuga. So this kind of exchanges could happen, where he is revealing to opposition what to do. Duryodhana is very happy and he starts preparing, because next day was Amavas. Krishna hears about this. Krishna is in anxiety. And Krishna starts chastising. The Pandavas are always messing up things. I try my level best to protect them. Still, without consulting me, they make all kinds of blunders. What to do? I have to protect them. I have to save them, because I have given my word. Name bhakti pranashyati. So Krishna gathers all the Pandits a day before Amavas and starts doing Pitri Tarpan, which is done on Amavas usually. So the Pandits are bewildered. Pandits are looking at each other. One Pandit asks another, why are we doing Tarpan today? Amavas is tomorrow. Another Pandit said, Krishna can do anything, don't ask questions. Third Pandit said, what is your problem? Anyway, you will get Dakshina, no? So, puja is going on, but two people are bewildered, Surya and Chandra. Surya asks Chandra, when is Amavas? Chandra says, as per my calculation, it is tomorrow. So Surya says, why Krishna is doing Tarpan today? Chandra says, I don't know. Maybe his calendar is not updated. Let's go down and give him feedback. Surya and Chandra come down, call Krishna on the side and said, my dear Lord, we have something private to share with you. Says, what's the problem? Says, no, not in front of everybody. Come aside. Krishna comes to the side, and then Chandra looks at Lord Krishna and says, my dear Lord, you are doing Pitri Tarpan today. Amavas is tomorrow. Krishna says, when Surya and Chandra are standing in straight line, that is Amavas. Today you are standing in front of me in straight line, so today is Amavas. So then Krishna calls the Pandavas and tells them to do the Kalabali Yajna on that day. And poor Duryodhan, as per calendar, is doing the Kalabali Yajna the next day. He doesn't know that Krishna has already done match fixing. So when Krishna does this kind of things, the devotees get very inspired that Krishna can do anything to help us, to change our fortune. But then the same Arjuna lost his son Abhimanyu. Arjuna was crying. Krishna stood right in front next to Arjuna, and Krishna started crying. Arjuna looked at Krishna and said, my son died, I am crying. Krishna, why are you crying? Krishna said, I just spoke the whole Gita to you that the soul is always eternal, still you are crying. Seeing that, I am crying. That what Gita did you understand? Not only that, the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi were also killed. So the battle of Kurukshetra came at a big cost. So nowhere Krishna says, my devotee will not go through distress. So therefore, Nameruchi basically means in all circumstances how we can engage in serving the Lord in all situations. Whether there is birth, old age, disease or death. And therefore, when we chant Hare Krishna, we are aspiring for service till death and beyond death. There was one gentleman who had an old mother. He also had a cat. He was very attached to the cat. So he was going to a foreign country. So he told his friend, keep me updated on what's going on in my house. So after he went to the foreign country, he received a letter from his friend. My dear friend, I am sad to report to you that your cat is dead. This guy became very angry and sent a letter back saying, hey, this is not the way to report such a distressful news. You should have first sent a letter to me saying, my dear friend, your cat is doing well. Sometimes he is walking on the roof. End the letter. Then after 1 month, send another letter. My dear friend, while walking on the roof, your cat fell on the ground and injured itself. We have taken him to the hospital. We are giving the best treatment. Letter end. 3rd month, another letter you should send. While trying our best to save the cat, surrounded by people chanting the names, the cat departed. Like that, you should break bad news step by step. Not that cat is dead. So he sent this letter to his friend. After a month, his friend's letter again came. My dear friend, your mother is doing well. Sometimes she is walking on the roof. So whichever way you try to communicate, you cannot avoid the fact that distress and death are guaranteed in this world. One of my friends was very agitated with the crowds in the buses in Mumbai. You know, the buses and the trains are very crowded. Somebody was asking, what do you get traveling in such crowded trains? I said, free massage. So this friend of mine said, I'm going to leave now Mumbai and go to some other country. He went to London. He sat in the bus. The bus was empty. 8 o'clock at night. Only driver and him. He thought he has attained Vaikuntha. He was in ecstasy, changing seat also. He did not know what to do. And then suddenly he saw a camera. He asked the driver, what is the camera? And the driver said, the buses go so empty that sometimes people attack the passenger and take away their, wallet and other things, and sometimes kill also. So the camera helps in detecting who attacked. So this guy got bewildered. Said, oh, even empty buses is problem. And if, in India, first they will take away the camera only. So you never know what situation is good, what situation is bad. Modern education means trying to manipulate the circumstances. But spiritual education means elevating the consciousness. And that is what is most important. Stambhayamatmanatmanam yavat sattvam yatha shrutam na shashaka samadhatum mano madanavepitum. Ajamil's mind is bewildered and he indulges in all kinds of illicit activities. The mind is overwhelmed by the storm of desires and sweeps him off the floor. He succumbs to his desire. And then when he cries out to his son Narayan, the Vishnudutas come and protect him. Gurunam cha laghunam cha guruni cha laghuni cha prayaschittani papanam gyatvoktani maharshibhi. In the Dharma Shastras, if you do a big papa, the big prayaschitta is recommended. For small papa, small prayaschitta. But holy name, big, small, all papas are taken care. And therefore, Kvochaham kitava papa brahmagna nirapatrapa kvocha narayanatyeti Bhagavan Nama Mangalam. Ajamil is praying, my dear Lord, you are so merciful, O Narayan. Although I am so sinful, although I have engaged in the most abominable of all activities. Kvachaham kitava papa brahmagna nirapatrapa. And I have shamelessly abused the Brahminical culture. People in this world restrain themselves from associating from the debauchees. They feel embarrassed to associate with someone who has been a deviant. But my dear Lord, you are so merciful that in the form of your holy name, you agree to associate even with the most fallen. Without any background check. That is your mercy. Koja Narayana Tyeti Bhagavan Nama Mangalam. And that is the power of the holy name, which is all auspicious. Santam Samipe Ramanam Rati Pradam Vitta Pradam Nityamimam Vihaya Akamadam Dukkha Bhayadi Shoka Moha Pradam Tuchamaham Bhajegya. Pingala the prostitute, she says, the most merciful Lord Krishna is right here next to us in our heart as Paramatma. But I ignored his presence. He is giving me everything, but I am aspiring for other sense desires. Akamadam, I will always remain unfulfilled. Dukkha, will be in distress. Bhaya, in fear. Shoka, in great lamentation. Moha, in illusion. Not having association with the Supreme Lord. And therefore, it is described here that the Lord is always eager to associate with his devotees. When I first came to Krishna consciousness, it was, one of my friends in IIT was trying to commit suicide. And the reason for his trying to commit suicide was, instead of getting gold medal, he got silver medal. And he became depressed because of that. And I told him, you are a strange fellow. People are dying to enter IIT. You are inside IIT trying to die. He said, what to do? I have such high expectations from myself. If I don't achieve it, I become depressed. And in the same exam, 4 or 5 of my friends had failed in 4 or 5 subjects. They were moving around the campus blissfully, peacefully, blessing others, as if nothing happened. I asked them, Are, you guys are so shameless? You have failed in 4 or 5 subjects, you are moving around peacefully? You're not feeling bad or what? They said, our philosophy in life is very simple. Entering college is our job. Taking us out of college is college's job. Why should we be in anxiety? I'm not promoting to the students. But the mind creates its own heaven and hell. I visited ICU. One of my friends got heart attack. I said, why you got heart attack? He said, somebody 2 levels lower to me whom I recruited into the company got promotion and became my boss. So I got heart attack. So the modern education system is only teaching students how to be successful. And the difference between success and happiness is success is to get what you like, and happiness is to like what you get. The business schools are only teaching you how to get that position. But Gita will teach you what to do when he or she gets that position. That is also an important part of life, which is not being taught. So therefore, it is described in the Thakur Haridas pastime. हरिदास कहे तुम्हें करिमु अंगीकार, संख्या नाम तुम्हें ना होए amar. Haridas Thakur is saying, you continue sitting here till I finish my chanting. Tulasira tanke boishya namaskara kori, dware boshi nama shune, bole hari hari. So the Vaishya, the prostitute, was sitting right there and hearing Thakur Haridas's chanting. Thakur Haridas did not preach to her. He just chanted. And as he chanted, she heard the chanting. And that impacted her. And as a result, there was a transformation. Because the holy name creates transformation. The devotees were doing Harinam Sankirtan, and they were caught by the police and put in jail in Australia. They wrote a letter to Prabhupada. The lawyer is asking that we should pay so many $1,000 for getting bail. Prabhupada said, forget the bail. Stay in jail. Start doing Harinam Sankirtan. They'll release you. So devotees started doing Kirtan in the jail. When they started doing Kirtan, the prisoners also started doing, because they were getting bored. When the prisoners started doing Kirtan, the jail guards, they said, why we should stay behind? Guards also started doing. So one day the jailer entered, and when the jailer entered, one of the guards looked at the jailer and said, Hari Bol. So the jailer got bewildered. What is going on inside the jail? And he tried to do some detailed inquiry, and he found out big Kirtan is going on. He called the devotees and said, we are releasing you. But the devotees, they found that there was better preaching going inside. So they didn't want to be released. They said, why you are releasing us? We have not paid the bail. He said, you guys are more dangerous inside the jail than outside. So the Harinam Sankirtan creates transformation. And that's what is known as Nameruchi. And so this Vaishya asks Lord Chaitanya, Vaishya kohe kripa kori karah upadesh, ki mora kartavyatate jai bhavaklesh. What is my duty? How do I overcome material existence? At that time, Thakur Haridas tells, you please engage in the chanting of the holy names and serve Tulasi. Tobe sei Vaishya Gurur Agya Loila Grihabita Jeba Chila Brahmanere Dila. Whatever she had, she distributed and sat next to Tulasi. Tulasi sevana kare charvan upavas, Indriya damana hoila premira prakash. Serving Tulsi, honoring prasad, controlling the senses, and being compassionate to all. Prasiddha Vaishnavi hoila parama mohanti, Bada bada Vaishnavtare darshanete janti. She became very famous. Big Vaishnavas came and took darshan of her. That person who was a prostitute before, by the power of the chanting of the holy names, became a transformed personality. And therefore, that is described here. That Nameruchi means chanting the holy names and aspiring to serve Krishna by constantly expressing the desire to serve. Srila Prabhupada was on a morning walk. One of his devotees, Nandakumar Das, was lagging behind. And suddenly, a dog started chasing him. So Nandakumar was like bewildered. He turned back and he saw this dog. He came running towards Srila Prabhupada. The dog was chasing him and he was crying out, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, save me. Prabhupada turned around and saw this strange sight, that Nanda Kumar is running at full speed with dhoti flying and the dog is chasing him. The devotees were observing what Prabhupada will do. Prabhupada turned around, took a stick above his head, crouched a little bit, looked into the eyes of the dog and shouted, Hut! American dog had never heard Indian gali like this. He got bewildered, sat on the ground. The devotees were impressed. Prabhupada can control dog also. 3 years later, same Nanda Kumar Das was making chapatis in Radha Govind temple in Jaipur. The window was open, one monkey entered. Nanda Kumar Das, while rolling chapati, took the chapati pin, pointed to the monkey and said, Hut! The monkey took one big katori and hit him. He came running to Prabhupada. Says, Prabhupada, I tried the same technique. It didn't work. Prabhupada said, you saw, but you did not learn. So when you chant the holy names, it may appear it is very simple. Only 16 rounds. It may appear like that. Somebody was arguing with me. Where in Bhagavad Gita Krishna is saying to Arjuna, chant 16 rounds. In the Mahabharat battle, ever Arjuna was asked by Krishna, Arjuna, have you chanted your rounds? Did Krishna ask like that? Did Arjuna ever tell Krishna, my dear Lord, take the chariot behind that tree, 4 rounds are remaining? Did the Pandavas and the Kauravas take japa break? From where you brought this 16 round business? I am coming from office with so much of anxiety and stress. Everybody is taking account of me in the organization and business. And I come to the temple. Here also you start taking account. How many rounds? 12 rounds, 14 rounds, 16 rounds. Arey, kahin to relax karne do yaar. From where you got this 16? I said, Baba, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam kirtayantu mam. Chant 24 hours. Can you chant? You cannot chant. So Prabhupada said mercifully 16. So he brought from 24 to 2. From 24 hours to 2 hours. You understand? He looked at me and said, Prabhupada ki jai. The process of chanting is to get the habit of aspiring to serve Krishna on a regular basis. Tomar dui hasta baddha nama ganane jalapatra bahirvasa vahibe kemune. Nityananda Prabhu is telling, my dear Lord, you are constantly chanting. With one hand you are chanting the names, with the other hand you are counting. Therefore you take some associate. So Prabhupada says, Lord Chaitanya was always counting his chanting. So therefore Nameruchi means every family member tries their best to chant the holy names on a regular basis. Nameruchi. Second is Vaishnava seva. Sudushkaram karma kritva lokapalairapi prabhoho aishyati achirato rajan yasho vipulayam tava. When Dhruv Maharaj goes to the forest, Narad Muni returns back and informs his father, who's in great anxiety. Father is thinking, what would have happened to Dhruva? Maharaj Uttanpad is bewildered. Narad Muni comes and says, relax. Your son is going to do that which nobody is able to do. Sudushkaram karma kritva lokapalair. Your son Dhruva will manage to do that which even the 33 crore demigods cannot do. And Srila Prabhupada writes in that purport, what is the most difficult thing in creation? And Prabhupada says, the most difficult thing in creation is to please Krishna. To please Krishna is the most difficult. Only when Krishna is pleased, he will order Maya to release the grip. Prabhupada was on a morning walk. And on the morning walk, next to the ocean, the devotees pointed to the ocean and said to Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, the ocean looks beautiful. Prabhupada said, yes, from a distance. When you go near, the ocean will trap you. And Prabhupada said, Maya is also like that. Looks beautiful from a distance. We were on a yatra in Jagannath Puri, and the waves were very heavy. And Radhanath Swami was swimming and swimming and swimming inside, and he was not coming out. The servant went and said, Maharaj, why you are not coming out? He said, my gamcha has gone away because of the heavy waves. And then the servant went and gave gamcha, and Maharaj came out. And then he said, when I entered the ocean, I was a Gaudiya sannyasi, I would have come out as a Naga Baba. And then he said, today the ocean is very heavy, give instruction to everybody, nobody should enter the ocean. They lose their lives. So we stopped everybody from entering. There was one devotee right in front of me, started entering. I told him repeatedly, don't enter. Announcement has been made. He said, announcement is for normal people. I am expert. It doesn't apply to me. So he entered. For some time he was doing all kinds of gymnastics in the water. Then the ocean started pulling him. He tried his best to come out, but at a certain point he realized he's finished. He raised his hands. The devotees thought he's saying Hari Bol. So devotees also raised their hand. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Somebody said, Arey Baba, he is going to become Hari Bol. You have to go and catch him. So the lifeguard went, caught him and brought him out. Brought the water out. When all the water was brought out, I asked him, this lifeguard has saved your life, give him some bakshish. He took out 150 rupees and gave. I said, he has saved your life, give at least 500 rupees. He said, no, I've read in Radheshyam Prabhu book, DYS book, the body cost only 150 rupees. Then I said, in spite of repeated warning, why you went inside? He said, I am such an expert in swimming, I cannot imagine that I will have difficulty in the water. And the statistics show that amongst people who drown every year, majority who drown are expert swimmers. Those who don't know swimming hardly drown. Why? Because they never enter water. That is minimum qualification required. So Maya also traps you in the area where you think, I am expert. I don't need help. I can manage. I am there and Krishna is there and we will take care. Who are these devotees? What they will do? So therefore, Yesham samsmaranat pumsam sadyo shuddhyanti vaigrahaha kim punardarshana sparsha padashauchasanadibhi. Maharaj Parikshit cursed to die in 7 days and 7 nights. Sees Shukadeva Goswami and says, my dear Lord, just by remembering the dust of your lotus feet, our lives are purified, our families are purified, our existence is purified. You have arrived just to deliver us. Api me Bhagavan Prita Krishna Pandu Sutta Priya Paitra Sat Sevya Prityartham Yad Gotrasyata Bandhava. Maharaj Parikshit says, the reason Shukadeva Goswami is present here when I need him the most is not because of my qualification. It is because Krishna loves the Pandavas and I am the grandson of the Pandavas. Krishna is tracking what the Pandavas are doing and what their grandsons are doing. And Krishna wants to assist even the grandsons. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, if you want to do the best service to your family members, the best service can be performed by becoming practicing devotees. By becoming devotees of Krishna, you do the greatest seva to your family. I organized a whole program for my family members, and I took one devotee with me, and he told to all of them, pointing to me, in your family, Gauranga Prabhu has become devotee. Because of that, 21 generations will go to Vaikuntha, including all of you. And he quoted from 7th canto verse, Trisaptabhi Pita Puta Pitrabhi Satenaga. Everybody started clapping. Everybody was smiling. Oh, we will all go to Vaikuntha. And after the lecture, one cousin came to me and said, please continue your bhakti. Huh? Don't give up. And in case you have any problem, let me know. We didn't know that by your bhakti, we are going to get benefited. But that's what the Shastras are saying. That simply by connecting with Krishna, everybody in the family gets benefited. Tate basi ache sada brajendra nandan Shri Govinda Deva Nama Sakshat Madan. And that's why the Govinda Deva deities represent Abhideya in Brajbhumi Vrindavan. Sevara Adhyaksha Sri Pandita Haridas Tara Guna Sarve Hoye Se Prasad. Pandit Haridas was the head priest and he was full of devotional qualities. But the most important quality which Pandit Haridas had was Vaishnava Guna Grahe Na Dekhaye Dosh Kay Mane Vakya Kore Vaishnava Santosh. He would always see the good qualities of the devotees, never see fault. Gunagrahi, na dekhaye dosh. And therefore, while practicing Krishna consciousness, we should always be patient and not be impatient, and we should be tolerant. When I joined ashram, I was sent to the kitchen to serve. 1 month after I was sent to the kitchen, one more new brahmachari joined and he was also sent to the kitchen under me. And I engaged him in making chapati. 1 week later he came to me and started complaining. I am such a talented preacher. I can give big lecture. When I give lecture, whole village stands up and claps. I joined ISKCON to preach Sanatan Dharma, not to make chapati. I said, why you are telling me? I am also making chapati. What is the point you and me talking? Go and complain to the in-charge. He said, no, if I complain to the in-charge, he will give 1 hour lecture. I am just revealing my heart to you. They should understand talent, you know. Such a big preacher, they are sending to make chapati. 2 weeks later, again he complained. 3 weeks later, again he complained. I came to ISKCON to become preacher, not to roll chapati. After 1 month, he took his bag and baggage and left, protesting against this. Why you are making me roll chapati? 10 years later, he met me in a program, came running to me, and they said, after I left the temple, I got married. After marriage, my wife got back pain at home. Every day I am making chapati. And he said, maybe I should have been a little tolerant. So therefore, it is very important to be patient and tolerant in the Vaishnava association. Teho ati kripa kori, agya koila more, Gaurange rashesha lila, barni bharatare. And then when we do that, gradually we are able to transform our consciousness. And so Thakur Narottam Das is praying, Gauranga karuna koro, dinahina jani, mosama patita prabhu, nahi tribhuvani. There is no one who is more fallen than me, my dear Lord. Dante trena dhari gaura, dakiye tomar, kripa kori, esho amar, hridaya mandire. I am crying out to you so that you can enter into my heart and purify me. Jodi daya na koribe, patita dekhiya, patita pavana nama, kishir lagiya. If you do not deliver me, how will your name as Patita Pavan become real and true? Podechi bhavatu phane, nahiko nistar, Sri Charane Tarani Dane, Dase koro par. And in this stormy material existence, as we are being tossed and turned around, my dear Lord, please give me place at the dust of your lotus feet. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daserano das, prarthana koro ye sada, Narottama dasa. Please make me the servant of your servant, my dear Lord. Daserano das. And therefore that is the idea of the second quality, Vaishnava seva. How to become the servant of the Vaishnavas in all situations. And then the third comes Jivadaya. What is Jivadaya means? Sharing compassion with all. So Nameruchi is aspiration to serve. Vaishnava seva is action to serve. And Jivadaya is giving access to serve to all the souls. Kangalera bhojan range dekhe gaur hari, Hari bol boli tare, upadesha kari. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, don't just feed them, reveal to them their constitutional position as servant of the servant. Jivadaya means sharing the knowledge that you are Krishna's part and parcel. Revealing to people their original constitutional position. Krishnera sansara koro chhadiya nachar. Jive doya Krishna naam sarva dharma sar. Krishnera sansara koro. Accept that Krishna is our family. Chhadi anachar, and gradually that will give you the strength to overcome negativity and anarthas in this world. I was giving a lecture in a jail, Yaravada jail in Pune. 500 prisoners were sitting in front of me. I like giving jail lectures. Why? Because audience is guaranteed. No advertisement is required. And as I was speaking, the commissioner of police was sitting right next to me. I gave the lecture and said, any questions? One prisoner raised hand and said, I have a question. I said, ask. He said, I will come to the stage and ask. I got bewildered. Why he wants to come on stage? I turned to the commissioner and said, who is he? Commissioner said, he has committed 12 murders. I said, am I going to be 13th? Why he wants to come on the stage? He says, no, don't worry, let him come. He came on the stage and asked very philosophical question. Everybody was impressed, started clapping. Then after I gave answer, I called him aside, said, you are such a young man, why you committed so many crimes? You didn't realize what is going to happen in future? He says, the nature of anger is such that I get blinded. When I get blinded, I don't see anything. And then I commit the crime. That is the power of anger. I was giving lecture at MIT, Boston, many years ago. And I had a PowerPoint presentation. They were trying to work on the LCD projector, but it failed. The organizer was trying his level best to fix it. And then after some time, I thought, I'm going to start lecture. Why is it not working? He came to me and whispered in my ear, Prabhu, LCD projector not working. You depend on Krishna and give lecture. I said, thank you very much for sharing my own philosophy with me. And I couldn't say anything because topic of my lecture was overcoming anger. And the first slide was, things will not work out the way you expect. So therefore, Jivadaya means sharing compassion with other souls so that they are able to overcome the anarthas of greed, pride, lust, envy, and anger. So if you bring in these three things in your life, Nameruchi, aspiration to serve. Vaishnava seva, you perform actions to serve. And Jivadaya, you give all the souls access to serve. Automatically, your home will become a temple. And then whoever gets connected to that place will get transformed. And most importantly, you as a resident of that place will become transformed. And every Sunday and other days of the week, you come to ISKCON, Seattle, Shri Radha Neelamadhav Mandir, to get inspiration, to get that energy with you, so that you can make your home into a temple. So I'm very grateful to Harivilas Maharaj and all the ISKCON Seattle devotees for creating such an oasis in this desert of Kali Yuga, giving opportunity to all the souls to get connected to a serious and sincere practice of Krishna consciousness. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Now we will have Arati. I'll sing, na?